Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. My name is Catherine. For the new members, kindly hit the subscription button and touch the notification bell so that the next time I go online, you can be able to get an alert. In Kathleen's channel, we discuss issues to do with violence, security, terrorism, women, gender, and any other pressing issues that is facing the global south in a very unique way that you cannot get in another channel. To my continued supporters and viewers, I highly appreciate your support, your suggestion, and I highly and kindly request you to give this video a thumbs up and share it among your platforms. In today's discussion, the focus is on the business of conning Kenyan citizens in Nairobi's violence, and this discussion comes after I watched a video, All News in KTN, where they aired a gang or a syndicate of con men who are actually conning the Kenyans, and when Kenyans go reporting to the police stations, they do not get help. However, it turns out that these police officers are in partnership with these con people, and this raises the question on where are the Kenyan citizens safe, especially in Nairobi, where every person is working day in, day out to ensure that actually they put bread on the table. Now, imagine working in the streets of Nairobi and somebody throws up and down, and as a good citizen or as a good human being, you extend your gesture of kindness, pick up the pen and hand over to that individual, only for these individuals to turn out, rob you, and even when you go to report to the police station, these police officers make a phone call and you get a half or less money than what actually they took away from you, and by the end of the day they are not arrested. Now, this is a story that I picked from the KTN news concerning the Nairobi con syndicates. Now, in the streets of Nairobi, you realize that every day you will find people either doing promotion businesses. Some even have cars. They tell you, if you buy this, you will get this. So it's it has become a culture whereby you find people who parade either as communication agencies, petting agencies, and so forth, who actually take advantage of the economic situation of the common citizenry in the city to rob them. Now, what is actually so confusing and what is so puzzling is these people are operating broad daylight in the streets of Nairobi, where police officers are patrolling 24/7. However, they have never been arrested. The question is, are they calling out legal business or are they calling out illegal business? If we say that safety is illegal, why is it hard that these people then have not been classified as illegal? And if they have been classified as illegal, where are they still operating? And where are the police officers who actually patrol in the streets of Nairobi every day, every hour, every minute? Why have they not arrested these individuals? So the KTN news or the KTN investigation department actually tried to give us an insight onto what is happening. Most of these con men who are operating the streets of Nairobi actually are in partnership with police officers. So this implies that even if they rob you and you report, they are not going to be arrested. Actually, you may end up the one who will be arrested or even armed because you are destroying people's businesses. Now, in a country whereby we are working on capitalism and everybody is actually struggling to survive or fighting to survive, and in a country whereby the police officers are the one who have been given the mandate to maintain law and order and give us security, but we feel unsafe in our own city, in our own country, because the people who have been given the mandate to give us security have partnered with the gangs and partnered with crime agencies actually to make our life unsafe. Where do we run to? Now, I've always done videos actually questioning the behavior and the performance of our police officers. You know, if you are a police officer, you have been given a mandate to provide security and make the Kenyan citizens feel safe wherever they are. But now, we are in a system whereby I doubt whether police officers actually are being evaluated regularly on their performance, and whether that if that evaluation is done, I doubt whether actually it is implemented in terms of giving them promotions or even giving them another contract to continue working. So when we have police officers partnering with gangs, it tells us one thing. As much as we are here crying that theft is illegal, or we are here arresting other individuals maybe who are involved in corruption or stealing in our villages, so long as there are those people who actually rob from us broad daylight and nothing has been done to them, actually we are sending a very clear and simple message to other young thieves or to other smaller thieves that actually if you enter into a good deal of robbery and you fall for a police officer, it's going to be successful and nobody is going to actually do what? It's going actually to arrest you or take you anywhere. And perhaps this partnership between the police officers and the criminals in this country explains why sometimes banks are robbed broad daylight. Banks where actually police officers are manning the ATM machines, are manning the entrance points and so forth. It explains why malls are robbed and police officers are there. It explains why police guns, uniforms and other resources are actually found in possession of criminal gangs who use them to facilitate their activities. So we really need to work on something, and this working on something is sanitizing the police service. You know, sometimes talking and issuing threats does not help. We need really action taking place, and it's a call to the Ministry of Interior, to the IG and all other stakeholders involved in the security sector that actually we need action being taken. We need to see these police officers being arrested. We need to see these police officers being fired. We need to see these syndicates unmasked, because if police officers are partnering with these gangs, as it was revealed by the KTN investigation theme, it tells me that these people are not working with the common or with the junior police officer, but also the senior officers are involved in a way, because remember, junior officers take instructions from the seniors. So you cannot tell me that in a station only a junior is working as with a syndicate and the seniors don't know, yet that syndicate continues to operate within that environment. So it tells us a lot concerning the decay in our police service, in our police stations, and even the incompetency and intransparency that actually is reflected in the way our police officers are carrying out patrols. It tells us one thing, that these police officers we see patrolling the city, they are actually safeguarding one of their own, that is the criminal syndicates, at the expense of the common citizenry. And therefore, maybe one thing that I think the Minister of Interior and the other stakeholders in the security service should have done by now, having gotten such information from such a mainstream media, it's not something that you should assume. Yes, I know that many times we say that the media exaggerates information to get likes and views, but you know, there's some information that the media people brings out, and out of that information you can be able to learn something or get some insight onto something that is actually happening. So for me, as at now, the police department or the security sector should have worked on first investigating the police officers in the so mentioned police stations and subjecting them to evaluation, filing others, or stopping or bringing their contract to an end until they are cleared, or even transferring those people from those places to other areas. Because, you know, we have gotten to a situation whereby a police officer stays in a station for over 5 years. This is not supposed to be the case actually. Let police officers be in a particular station for shortest time possible and they go. Because the more they stay in one police station, the more they get used to the environment and even get used to the criminal elements around, and even now start partnering. But if a police officer operates in a police station for the shortest time possible and is transferred to another one, it will give them the chance to offer their basic duty, that is maintaining law and security. Otherwise, we are headed to a situation whereby we are going to have a very fragile country where the police officers and the criminal elements are terrorizing the common citizenry. Thank you so much.